All right, checking in at 99% of A Little Hatred by Joe Abercrombie. Yes, 99. There's like 8 minutes left, but I'm sitting in the backyard and I'm not going to get a chance to check in again. So let's do it right now. Ah, we've had some good good developments in this story. We're getting much more of Baez, which uh, Baez, who, of course, as the one of the mages, the head of the mages, has not aged a jot because he has not aged a jot in a long, long time. He's the what Gandalf would actually be, which is a all-powerful, terrifying fuck who is pulling all the strings. And yes, remembering now how the king, as a young man, was completely cowed and frightened by him, and is now an old king who is indeed like, holy shit, do never defy him, telling Orso, never, never defy him. And Glockter telling to Sabine, it's like, if they come to you with any, say, like, any kind of proposal, refuse and come to me immediately. It's like, holy shit. He is a terrifying, terrifying fucking old man who, yeah, is all powerful and pulling all the strings and is, wow, just god awful, god awful. Um, well, we got. Speaking of Game of Thrones, Orso and Sabine, fucking introduced with her sucking his cock, and how does this turn out? It's like, oh, I'd completely forgotten about that, or that the king had knocked up Orso's mother with Sabine, and so um, then so um, had knocked up Sabine's mother with Sabine, and then she'd married Glockter. So yes, she's been fucking her own brother. God damn it. And as soon as she started talking to her mother about this, and her mother's like, no, you cannot marry him. No. It's like, oh shit. Which is both very Game of Thrones and also very, oh yeah, yeah, of the people you gotta bone, that's the one you're gonna bone. It's something you should, like, when someone becomes boning age, they should maybe be informed that that possibility should be shut off from them, that it's genetically not a good idea and culturally very taboo, and but no, that was kept from her. The other key point that Glockter points out is you are the oldest child of the king. That is that makes you very vulnerable. That makes you very valuable, especially if they wanted to maybe do away with Orso and put you on the throne, married off to whoever they chose. It would be like bad. I'm pretty sure it's a patriarchal society, so it would have to be a king. But she could get married off to somebody, not necessarily of her own free will, and that would put somebody else in power. It's like, fuck. So that is a little Easter egg for going forward in the next novel, I'm sure. Yeah, god damn it. Um, um, uh, Leo spares um, Stoughton. Stoughton is his name. The prick. Stoughton in the north. Really pissing off Ricka. Rhymes with pricker. And she's so pissed off. They're completely alienated. He gets bagged by Sabine, who enjoys his body, but then quickly the next day is like, he's a fucking dolt. Does not get any of my jokes. I desperately want to be with some Orso, who turns out to be my brother. Um, Le, um, Leo, who his friend is very gay, and he doesn't particularly realize this, and it's not never explicitly stated, but it's basically he with his friend, he gets his friend to lead him to this part of the city, and the friend's very excited. It's like, oh, we're gonna have an adventure. Oh, the two of us, we're gonna have a yeah. Thanks for the directions. I'm off to see a woman. It's like so disappointed friend. And Leo, who's like, I don't know if I like women. I've always been more comfortable with men. Um, I think either he's gay or bisexual, more leaning towards the gay side of things. Um, but gets introduced to by basically cocaine by Sabine or some version of, um, and has glorious sex. And the next day, tells Orso about it, not realizing that Orso uh, had just been dumped by this person, because when Sabine found out, she just sent a note saying, no, and never see me again. And he's like, he feels completely like shit. He's hated by his people because he went and negotiated to get this people's uprising down, promised them all amnesty. They believed him, and the next day, the by royal proclamation, all the ringleaders were rounded up, executed, and gibbeted, tossed in corpses in cages along the road. This big old warning. So he is fucking hated as a liar and a butcherer. I think they're calling him the Lamb to Leo's lion. So there's that happening. Um, God damn, it's just like there's so much Pratchett in this book. I keep on hearing Terry Pratchett's voice of kind of just a sardonic kind of like kind of voice in this book. At the very end section, I have just read right now, listened to right now. Stoughton has gone. Oh, I've realized now that I almost died. I've been thinking about stuff, and it's like he seems like, oh yeah, no, I've like, we're any one of us could be an inch away from the mud. He's become thoughtful, and it's like, oh wow, this is going to be a turn for, and he's like, I can't wait. There's no waiting. I got to get things done right now. So he murders his uncle, the king, immediately, and they murder all the old guys. And Clover's sitting there watching this, and he's like, okay, there hasn't been an axe driven into my thing. He and Wonderful, the old woman, are standing there watching this, and Stoughton's like, okay, you haven't killed me. It's like, you actually had some good points. Like, the whole thing of like, I've been training like about swords aren't the way to fight stuff. It's like you take people when they're unaware, and you win the fight dirty. You don't fight them out in the open with swords. But I'm gonna need a proof of a goodwill. It's like, what? Kill her. And and Wonderful gets to say and that by that point Clover's driven the dagger right into her. It's like no hesitation. He is he is Shivers, but with a kind of a clown face on top of him, and saw the moment, took it immediately, no hesitation, and like all the young fucks who've just murdered a whole bunch of people were like, oh, that's cold. Which is like, fuck you, assholes. But it's like, I saw my opportunity and I took it immediately. And he holds Wonderful as she dies, because he'd want someone to hold him as he went to the mud. But it doesn't really matter what she felt, because she's dead now. What the dead want doesn't matter. So that's a real chilling thing there. So that is so far. I'm going to get the last 1% listened to probably as I walk into the house, and we'll see. But yeah, Joe Abercrombie, very much a Terry Pratchett fan, and I'm not sad about it. Actually, he's doing a good job of. It's very Joe Abercrombie, George R. R. Martin, Terry Pratchett, kind of a cool, delightful surprise. All right, I will leave it there. More videos later.